Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 1.6 SE diesel. This car's covered just 58,000 miles. It's in lovely condition throughout. Got to go where the cars always do. Start in the front, really clean. Lights and lenses are clear and intact. There's no cracks or condensation there. There's a couple of flies that have managed to splatter themselves, unfortunately. Bonnet, very clean. Hardly a stone chip anywhere on there at all. Likewise, near side of the car, beautifully smooth in the panel work. No obvious indentations there at all. Really is crisp in the panel work. It's very clean. And on to the offside, rear by the way, again exceptionally clean. Offside, driver's side, again absolutely mirror smooth down the panels there. Paint works lovely on the car. It's just been washed off. It's not even been polished or anything. It's just like got a nice natural gleam to it. Externally, it really is in very nice condition, this car. Coming to the boot area, enormous boots on the cars, and unlike so many CR-Vs which are very heavily used, this has been kept absolutely beautifully back here. Coming to the back of the car now, for some reason I still don't know why my video makes the middle of the seats look as though they've gone slightly pink or purpley. They're not, it's absolutely black, and it's in beautiful condition again back here. On the front and passenger side, again really clean and tidy, and the same applies to the front seats. They're black, don't ignore the kind of purpley effect. Finally come to the driver's door card, again fantastically clean, same with the footwell areas and the driver's seat itself. It shows virtually no wear at all. It's incredible. So inside the car now, as always the engine's running, so the dashboard can be seen illuminated. Dashboard just looks like new. It's in absolutely stunning condition. So I just quickly show up there. When I pop the car into reverse, you get a nice clear parking camera, all working exactly as it should do. And obviously it goes on top of the front and rear parking sensors, which all checked and all work perfectly well. Comes across the main dash binnacle, hopefully you can see. 58,357 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. It is in super condition. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V, and it's a 1.6 SE diesel. This particular car is registered, if I can read it. I can't read it, so bear with me 1 second. SB63KBX, I think that is. Mileage at the start of the road test is 58,350 miles. The reason for doing all of our videos, and actually especially this road test section, is to ensure that if anyone is looking at the car in an advert online, they actually get to see the very car advertised in operation. And the reason we feel it's important is very simple. It's because, like numerous people, we've been to see cars which have looked absolutely fine in photographs and descriptions, but only to get there and find out there's an obvious fault that shows up while driving the car. So this gives us an opportunity to feed that back to you. It's also done on part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the reason being that we then hope it will be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, very well maintained vehicle, and it's fairly obvious when you drive the car because it drives beautifully. Engine starts absolutely instantly and settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all related to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge running at a third, and it's been running for over an hour now, so, and that's exactly where it's meant to be on one of these cars, so all in fine order. The engines are super diesel engines, really are. I mean, they do what you want from a diesel. They give you incredibly good economy, which comes very easily to the car as well, by the way. But it also is typically Honda. They're tough, reliable, very long lasting with just regular good maintenance. But they're also just a really nice engine to use day in, day out. It's flexible. It's got way more power than you'd give it credit for. You know, when you think of a 1.6 1.6, the car this size, you might have your doubts as to its ability to pull it along, but it picks up and goes really nicely. But the engine's quiet and smooth in operation, so all very nice indeed. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox. The clutch on the car is absolutely perfect. Bite point is exactly where it's meant to be, and it's lovely and smooth in operation. The gearbox, first of all, the gear lever, just perfect position. It's not down there. You can put your hand on it in that position. It's a wonderful gear change for any type of car. You know, this feels relatively sporty. It's short and throw. It's got a lovely action to it. Shift quality is brilliant. It feels engineered. It's absolutely superb. It also, by the way, shows absolutely no wear, because it's typical Honda. They just don't seem to wear those boxes at all. Steering on the car, again, very nicely weighted. The whole thing feels very, very car-like to drive. There's none of the kind of that wallowy vagueness that you get with some other cars of this type. It's just really nicely set up power steering system. It's well weighted, so you feel very confident and secure on the road. It also tracks dead straight. There's no vibrations. I'm at the legal limit now, and sitting on the motorway. The chap that delivered it to us, I always ask, said there was no sort of vibrations at all coming back to the steering wheel. The chassis itself, again, it's just really nicely done. I mean, Honda know this market so well, because the CR-V is the best-selling SUV in the world, and it's obvious when you drive them to see why, because it's such a complete package. The ride's very comfortable. It's one of those where it's tempting for some manufacturers to give you a pillowy soft ride for test drives, and you think, oh, that's nice and comfortable. And I've been in a few cars where it felt very glide along, effortlessly. But then you go through any corners and they kind of lurch, which is more exaggerated because you're in a taller car, so you get that top-heavy feeling. And comfort's a very subjective thing, but particularly because these are designed for carrying people around in. The rear seat passengers can become very nauseous very quickly. Whereas this has got really good body control. When you go through corners, it actually flows really, really well, I have to say. There's also no sort of nasty clonks, rattles, nothing like that coming from the car. It's all in very, very good order there. Inside the car, first things first, they are brilliantly built cars. There's not a squeak or a rattle from the interior. Everything's been kept really nicely in here. It's not been cleaned yet, but it's been really, really clean car. But a lovely place to sit and drive as well, because you've got this amazing visibility in the car. You feel very confident when you're driving it, helped by these massive wing mirrors to give you kind of a sense of security on sort of dual carriageways and motorways as well. But the dash itself is incredibly simple to use and operate. You've got this big radio, and for people like me, that's fantastic. There's big buttons you can press to find your station, play your music. That's all you want. You've got rear parking camera, front and rear parking sensors, dual zone climate control, all working perfectly, blows out lovely cold air, all the switch gear, everything presses that wonderful tactile quality to it that Honda give you. Really, really nicely done. They always do that stuff well, and it's designed to last the course as well, because this could have done a couple 100,000 miles and it still feels the same. Then the dash binnacle directly in front, nicely detailed, labelled, very simple, not overdone. You got a little information pod in the middle, but it doesn't distract, as too many do. Then you've got this lovely leather-bound steering wheel, which feels absolutely fantastic in hand as well, and you can't see any obvious wear on it at all. In fact, the whole feel of the car feels like it's been very, very well looked after, I have to say. As I said at the start of the video, it's only a brief one just to quickly show you the car, but there's no issues. It drives absolutely beautifully.